Hello and welcome to another edition of Ask Ben W, the video series where I get to tackle exactly one question as I walk from my parked car to my office in Denver Public Schools. Today's question is once again regarding the Digital Educator and Personalized Learning Academy happening June 16th and 17th in Denver. And it goes something like this. How do you turn an event into an ongoing conversation? So this particular event that's, again, happening in June is something that we would like to use to launch ideas, to start conversations, to empower teachers and leaders to continue working together throughout the year, rather than making it into something that is isolated and is just happening on those 2 days. And so because we want to do that, we have to think about the ways in which each one of the launches and conversations we are hosting will not just be something that happens on that day. It has to be something that can be ongoing. And so one of the things that I've been thinking a lot about is essentially like, what questions are we asking that sustain us and that sustain the conversations for longer than just those moments. And so there will be the sessions pathway so that people can attend sessions and really enjoy the time that they have together, but there will also be collaboration time, and there will be innovation pathway so that people can develop prototypes and use design thinking to really create something. And essentially, are there questions? Are there ongoing conversations that could not only sustain us during those moments, but also every moment afterwards? So I've been thinking about, what are those questions? What are those themes that would allow for us to continue the conversation? I think logically, if you're talking about an event that is around personalization, a lot of those questions could be just around how do we create more choice for students or agency for students? And the other questions that I tend to think a lot about are, what is the role of technology in the modern classroom? What is the role of a single device? Other questions that seem to be really resonant for me tend to be around, what is the right level of access for students to have with tools and resources within the classroom, right? The devices themselves, but also the software and the curriculum, all of these different components. And when you are able to sort of ask those questions consistently, when you're able to have many different people bridge those questions, then they become a little bit more of the fabric of the event, and hopefully they can be something that will sustain, right? They are things that will hopefully continue on, because you can come back to them at various times directly within the school environment, right? So if you have PD events, or you have data teams, or you have many other moments throughout the year, if there are sustaining and ongoing questions that you continue to answer and you continue to share your thoughts on and your ideas, then it becomes something different, right? And so I guess I'm wondering, what are the right questions to ask? Because although I have those few, there may be others or better ones. So if you have a thought as to what question needs to be asked within this space in order to sustain for throughout the year, please leave it in the comments below. And if you'd like to ask your own question, please do so with the hashtag AskBenW. And I would love to answer it on a future walk to school. I hope you have a great day of learning.